Aquarius, this is your reading for the 11th to the 18th of April 2025, and it's going to be general, so please take what resonates and let the rest go. And let's welcome in the high frequency archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, and of course our high self just sits with this reading. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what's going to jump out here. Okay, there we go. First one is Eight of Pentacles. Nice positive energy. You're working whole-souled on something here. And maybe you've been working on it for a while. Maybe you've been working away here happily on something. Well, that one just dropped at the bottom of my hand, but we'll take it, and it's the Fool. So, yeah, maybe you're launching off from this into something new. Or maybe you are kind of just having faith and belief in yourself, and you're actually going to be starting a new work thing or a hobby or a project. Maybe it's something creative and you're trusting your vision here, your inner vision about what it is you're wanting to create. Underneath we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords. Hierophant hasn't appeared yet the readings this week. We have the Page of Wands, Two of Wands, Justice, Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords, who just made an appearance in one of the other readings. We have the Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck here for you, Aquarius. I'm just going to pause and absorb these energies for a couple of minutes and get back to you. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to clarify the center of this here, because I feel like you're working away here, and then it feels like this you know, like source connection or some sort of high frequency is sort of coming on top of this, and it's kind of shifted your perception, it's shifted your view, maybe shifted your values and your tradition, your ideas here. Let's just grab a clarification for that. Thanks, Spirit, just to clarify that, almost clarifying the Fool there. Okay, certainly don't need 10 cards to clarify the Fool. Okay, well that one wants to come out. That was the Four of Swords. So maybe it's sort of prompted you to take a bit of a break here. Maybe you're taking a break from work at this time, Aquarius. Okay, I'm just going to grab one off the top here as well. Five of Wands. Yeah, there's a bit of conflict going on. So maybe there's something that you're questioning about your work environment that yeah, you're wondering, I think, if it's ticking the boxes here for you. Underneath you have the Queen of Pentacles driving the reading. I feel like that's a supportive energy for you at the moment. It's almost like you're feminine. I think you're wanting to activate your divine feminine, which means maybe you're looking to change kind of the field of where you're working, maybe even. Okay. Three of Swords suggests that, you know, recently that you're healing from something here. And this could be to do with your masculine and feminine aspects feeling at odds, or maybe you are, maybe it feels at the moment as though the way you are working is that you are not being able to honor this feminine or receptive aspect of you. And I don't mean that you're wanting to be like a girl, okay? What I mean is that, or that if you are a girl, you want to be more girly. That's not what I'm saying. What I mean is that in terms of the feminine mode is more, say, in the work, with regard to work, it's like being nurturing, supportive, receptive, so taking in information. And because next here around your reading, you have the Hierophant, which is, I think at the moment you are looking at these two aspects, this masculine and feminine. I think you're looking to blend them together. And you're looking at your traditional values of perhaps what it means to be a woman and what it means to, what it has meant to be a man. And maybe you are thinking, well, just because I'm a guy doesn't mean that I can't do girl stuff, or just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I can't do, you know, so-called guy stuff. Now, it sounds really sexist when I'm talking about that there. But what I mean is, when I say guy stuff, I mean what is considered traditionally to be guy stuff, okay? Or traditionally to be woman stuff, because, you know, in the world of non-duality, there is no judgment and everyone can do anything, okay? But I think you're looking at all of those constructs and all of the, even even around the traditions and the values around the world of work and occupation, because you have the 8 of, you know, this is obviously working at something. I guess it could be a hobby or a project or an occupation. So, you know, yeah, and I think you're just sort of questioning the traditional ideas about things in those areas at the moment. Because what the near future is sort of is holding out to you here, Aquarius, is this idea of a newness and a new creativity, something that you're wanting to do that's different. Okay, maybe it's different from the mainstream way, or the different from how you have been doing things. Let's clarify the 3 of Swords. Okay, it's clarified by the Queen of Swords, and yes, I think what we were saying is bang on. The Queen of Swords is a combo of sort of feminine and masculine, because we have the suits of the swords and fire are the masculine. Okay, so she is a combination of the sword, which is the masculine, and the water, which is feminine. And here we have the, you know, the hearts, which is the water element, and the swords, which is the air, which is the masculine, traditionally in the tarot. So I think this is about you coming into an understanding of your feminine and masculine aspects, and maybe you're healing an aspect of that. Maybe you're healing your feminine, or you are healing your masculine. Let's clarify the Hierophant. Okay, the Chariot. Wow. Okay, so this is 2 major arcana. So this is moving forward into the unknown. So maybe, yes, you could well be here, Aquarius, basically creating your own values. I think maybe you're looking at traditionally what values you ascribe to, or what you sort of took on as you were growing up. And maybe you're really examining those, and maybe there were some of them that were helpful and some that were not helpful, and maybe it's kind of, you're feeling that they need tweaking for yourself. This needs tweaking for you. The King of Cups, okay. Interesting thing is here we have another blend of masculine and feminine together, being the masculine, which is the king, and the cups being the feminine, okay. It's interesting that, you know, these are both these king and queens combine feminine and masculine energies together, which is really interesting, because we mentioned too, this could be talking about feminine and masculine here as well. And yeah, so re-examining your values, I think that's what that's about, especially with regard to maybe work roles or gender roles. Okay, Page of Wands. Okay, the Magician. Yeah, this is something new about, you know, you're accessing new inner resources. You're formulating a new inner identity, or a deeper understanding of yourself here, Aquarius. I think this is, you know, utilizing all of the elements. Okay, so all of the masculine and all of the feminine elements coming together in a nice mix there. Let's see. So at the moment, yeah, current energy 2 of Wands. You are looking at a new path. Okay. And I might just add on that note that this is the overarching energy on the bottom of the deck, which is the 7 of Wands. And here you are defending that path, or defending your right to ascribe to the values that you choose, and, you know, defending your right to be your original self here, your own unique self. In your external influences, we have the Justice card. And this could be about, maybe you are looking at, you know, going to some contracts, signing some deals, but it can also be about aligning with your personal truth, creating better balance. Once again, we have the 2 here. Okay, we have visually we have the 2 here. So this could be about balancing masculine and feminine aspects in the name of personal truth here, or higher consciousness. Okay, maybe you're looking to really expand into a greater awareness of your soul and your higher consciousness. And as you do that, you bring in your masculine aspects and your feminine aspects, being, you know, masculine being more projective and the feminine being more receptive. So usually when we say, for example, if we're talking about spirituality, when we're being receptive and we are receiving source light energy, that is sort of being in the feminine mode. When we are then activating our courage, and we are then sharing what truths we have out with the world, then we are being like more in our masculine mode. Okay, that's an example, right? In your hopes and fears, you have the 4 of Pentacles. And I'm going to clarify that right now, because I feel that that is you covering your bases, looking after yourself energetically, but you may be concerned that you may need to be taking less income, because you might be going from an 8 of Pentacles here to a 4 of Pentacles. So we have the 6 of Swords. So this is about, sometimes change can be good. So if you are needing to get by on less income, then maybe that could be directly related to the amount of time that you work. And maybe if you work less amount of time, then maybe you are going to work less hours, is what I'm saying. Maybe you're going to have more time to do things like meditation, to harmonize things, okay, to bring your thoughts and your communication into balance. And here we have the 5 of Cups. So yeah, there could be some letting go of something here, okay, that you might need to process. Let's clarify the 5 of Swords. We're going to grab another one quickly for the 5 of Cups there. Actually, let's go to the 5 of Swords. Okay, clarify the 5 of Swords, thanks Spirit, in the final card there in this one here, which is, could be talking about a conflict. That could simply be a bit of a conflict between your ego and your higher self. Okay, so that could be the bigger figure in that picture there, could be the ego, your ego here, Aquarius. And here we have the Star. So this is about saying, the higher self. Ideally, the higher self and the ego are coming into a friendship. Okay, they're coming into your own higher self and your own ego here, Aquarius, are coming into a greater understanding of one another. It's not that the ego needs to tell the higher self to, like rack off, or that it's not, worthy, or that it's useless and all this type of thing. Okay. Ideally, the ego is acknowledging the higher self. The higher self is acknowledging the ego, and the higher self is reassuring the ego and saying, look, we can create an awesome life together if we learn to work together and we play to our strengths and we come into some agreement. Let's grab another one. 7 of Pentacles, yeah. And this is about asking yourself, Aquarius, these questions about, your abundance and what it is you're wanting to achieve and work towards in life. And, if you are indeed looking to be an intermediary between spirit and matter, or to have a spiritual role, maybe you're feeling quite connected to spirit at the moment, given that we have the Hierophant here as well. And also that you have the Fool here, which is, almost very source connected and trusting and believing in yourself. If your ego is, starts to come forward more and sort of pushing this higher self, which is unrepresented by the Star here in the background, then it's like, well, maybe it's time to do some consolidation, maybe asking yourself some questions, and just really trying to maybe work out a bit of a plan as to how you're going to integrate your higher self energies here. 6 of Pentacles, which is sort of talking about harmonization, bringing things into balance. Balance is going to be key, I think, for you here, Aquarius. This could literally be about balancing your masculine and feminine, okay, but also in the name of really kind of activating your higher self here. I'm going to just grab an oracle for you, The Whispers of the Ocean. Okay, by Angela Hartfield. Actually, no, I've been just guided to change direction on that. We're going with the Dolphin Heart, okay? Whispers of the Dolphin Heart. Because, driving this reading, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and that's a very, very wise, grounded, nurturing, feminine energy there, okay? And I feel that is the energy that's wanting to come forward for you. And I feel like you are going through a process of integrating your divine feminine aspect here. This 5 of Swords could even be representing your masculine aspect. This is literally could be a picture of, a masculine. This is a picture of a woman here. So maybe it's a little bit like, masculine and feminine, like I said, it's about, your ego and your higher self, or your masculine and your feminine, having some discussions, and really for you to reflect on how you activate your masculine aspect in your life and your feminine aspect. And if you feel that they're wanting to come into more balance, how could you do that, or how would you do that? And maybe you already know all of this, Aquarius. Trust. Yeah, let me find this in the book and I'll get back to you. Okay, I'll just read a couple of paragraphs here. Trust is what you lean on to embrace repeatedly during a predicament, a severe illness or difficulty. It sustains you when you are in dire condition or any frightening circumstance. It helps reassure you that you are protected and safe no matter what happens. Trust is powerful and creates a positive vibration within, which benefits self-healing. This card reminds you to trust your intuition and your inner guidance to help you on your life path. It reminds you constantly to honour that deeper knowing from within, for to ignore it brings you out of balance and alignment with the authentic flow of your life. And I think what it's also saying here is for you to trust your that intuitive part of you here, Aquarius, is your divine feminine. Okay, to trust that. And also to trust your higher self. Your inner guidance being your higher self. Okay. So because this is going to help you on your life path, and also, this honouring of the deeper knowing that you have within you, okay, because that's going to help you to, and we did mention balance, okay, to balance and align you with the authentic flow of your life. And I feel that's probably there's an experience here I think you've had with the Fool, which is probably about flow, okay. There's some sort of, and the dolphins talk about flow as well, or are symbolic of that. So I feel like you're wanting to sort of come into flow and balance here, but definitely sort of integrating your divine feminine aspect, I feel, is what this reading is sort of saying, Aquarius, if that resonates. Hope that's been helpful. We'll wrap it up there. I look forward to our next one. In the meantime, have a great day, great week, and I'll see you again soon.